Look, mentions 5:07 tomorrow. What time we start last week? Anybody remember? 4:20?
4:20.
4:20. So
candle lighting is 5:07.
So it's 4:30 too late. 4:30 too late. 4:30 too late. We'll do it. It's a pretty short.
5:12. Candle lighting is 5:12.
Yeah.
Shayoshev calendar says 5:12.
Pretty wild. It was 5 o'clock this week. No.
Are you serious? That's
my Manim says 5:07. I think they have a mistake there.
Yeah, it can't be so much.
Shkia is 21 today.
I don't know. It says I don't know.
According to it can't be. Okay, 4:58 this week. So
no, but if they made a mistake, then you should tell them.
It says 5:12 and it says 5:25 is Shkia. That's what it says on the Shayoshev calendar.
So that's a toys. That's a toys.
The email that it's the email. It's the email they just sent. They sent it an hour ago.
Okay, so then at least if they were making a mistake on the Shkia, then that would be a problem. They're only making a mistake on the candle lighting. It's nicht gefährlich. Don't tell that to the women, but that's.
Yeah, I mean, it's that. They have to realize it can't be 5:12 and 5:25. That's
right. Yeah, I would say. Okay, so we'll start 4:30.
You said you're right that it's 5:07 because you said the Shkia is 25. That means the left bench is 5:07.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we'll start 4:30. Yeah. So Musar will be 4:27, whatever it is, 4:27, 4:28. Fine. Okay, so let's go. We make finish up. Finish.
Jacob, what time did you say for tomorrow?
4:30.
4:30. And Matzah Shabbos?
We didn't
whatever
say
time the Olam wants. Whatever time the Olam wants.
You tell us, no?
I don't know. 8 o'clock. What time is the Avos Abanim people? What time is Avos Abanim over?
I don't know. 8 for me. 8 was cutting it close.
Yeah, it definitely is close.
Close. No, so what is close?
I'm saying 8:15 is definitely better.
So, all right, 8:15. 8:15 it is. 8:15.
Okay, 8:15. 4:30 and 8:15.
Yeah, 8:15. Yeah. Okay, so where we left off, we're the beginning of the Gemara, right? Chav Chesam beis.
There's 3 more weeks of Avos Abanim. There's 3 more weeks of Avos Abanim. 3 or 4 more weeks.
Because then they change. That's it. Then
yeah, that's it. The Malav Malkas are all.
I'm going to run out of excuses.
That's right.
Yeah, then you're gonna. But you could say you're learning with your kid anyway.
Nah, no one will believe that. Yeah, 3 more weeks.
That's it. Okay, my kid's burnt out of Avos Abanim already. So.
Yeah, you last like 2 weeks. That was it.
Yeah, it was.
Well, that's more than he lasts in school, so it's pretty good.
Because you guys got to be on in the morning to hear my school chronicles with my kids. That's what Rabbi Aaron meant with that. Yeah. But anyway. Okay. So okay, so we just started. We're starting the Gemara. So Maya Moran. What did the ladies say when they do this Espedim? So Amarav, not to Espedim, whenever they do the crying or whatever it is that they do by the Levaya. So Amarav, Vaila Ozla, Vaila Chavila. Woe is to the one that's going, and one is to the, how do you call Chavila? Chavila really means a bundle, right? But it's Chaval. Rashi says it means Chaval. Like
he says journey. He says journey.
Which one means, well, I would say Ozla means journey. Chavila means
security.
Security. I don't know what that means. What does that mean? That there's no security when they die? I'm saying, I don't know. Yeah. So anyways. Okay, so that's what they say. So Amar Rava, now the Gemara goes through a whole series of things here that these ladies of Shachnitziv said. So Amar Rav, in the shade the Shachnitziv, Amran Hachi, the women of Shachnitziv said this. Yeah, Now, I didn't remember this, but the art scroll said, does anybody remember this from the last parak in Pesachim? Anybody remember that Gemara in Pesachim? On Daf Kuf Yud Beis, Amid Beis? That he told that what do you call it? That Rebbe told his kids not to live in Shachnitziv because they're going to make you into a letz. Right? Which Rabban is the Gemara we learned this morning in Shabbos, that you got to live in a good neighborhood, Taka. Right? You got to, but he said that don't live in Shachnitziv because the people are going to make you litzonim. So this, somehow, with all the stuff that they said, there must be some things that were valuable. That's what the Gemara is saying, because it's quite interesting. If he said not to live there, now we have a whole 10
security
lines
means
of Gemara.
Collateral, by the way.
What means?
Security means collateral. That they have to, you were entrusted, your body was entrusted with your neshama, and now you have to give it back.
Okay, I hear that. I don't know if that's what Rashi means, but okay.
That's what Rabbi Art Scroll says.
Is that so? Okay, Rashi says Chavala, so okay, I don't know. I hear. Very good. Anyway, so Amarav and the shade the Shanchatziv Amri Hachi. This is what they said. Vaila Azla, Vaila Chaviv. Fine. Right, that's where they got it from these ladies. V'amar Rava Neshei Deshangatziv Amran Good Garma Mikacha V'Nimte Mayalan Tichi. Take a bone from the teeth, right, and then put water into an antichi is like a chinik. Yeah, so which is something that the Rashi says that the cheekbones are going to fall out, right, and there's going to be water flowing. Yeah, the water is going to go back up the other way. Yeah, meaning when somebody dies, it's nature. It's going the opposite direction of what normally happens. The person's going up as opposed to down. Okay. V'amarov, neshei deshangatziv amron atuf v'kasu turei devar rami ubaravihu. Atuf means to wrap up and cover the mountains because he was the bar rami ubaravihu. He was a chashuv man. Right? Meaning when things get dark, when somebody dies, somebody chashuv dies. V'amarav neshei deshangatziv amron shiyol itztala de melasa levar chayron de shlimu zivade. Right? The shival is the shiol. I'm sorry, I think that's the way to pronounce it. Shiol. Right? The mita of a person is made out of itztala, which is like silk. Itztala the milsa levar chayron de shlimu zivade, to somebody who's free, who doesn't have any more. The shlimu zavde is his belongings are gone. Fine. V'amarav and the shade the shans of Amron. Right. V'nafal amavra v'yezuksa yazif. If somebody could run and fall, and adamavra really means a bridge. V'yezukta yazif, then he yazif means to borrow. Yeah. So it's something, meaning that's a mashal for something bad that could happen to somebody after he's successful. Fine. V'amarav and the shade the shans of Amron. Achona Tagori Azavzige Mibadku. Achona means from our brothers. Tagori Azavzige, and I'm saying Achona Tagori means our brothers who are Tagrim, who are how do you say it? Merchants, business people. Azavzige Mibadku. They're gonna check the nests. They're gonna do badik on the nests, right? Meaning when people die, they're gonna be checked out. Businessmen, when they die, they're going to be checked out to make sure that they're legit. Amarav and the shade the shouts of Amran, Maisa ki Maisa umarin chibulaya. Death is like a death, meaning death is all the same. But umarin chibulaya. The chavala is the chibula is like what you just said, Simon. The interest is the what do you call it? Pain is the interest, meaning your regular death is normal, but the pain that you go through is the sort of the interest that you pay for living life. Fine. Tanya right, we finally get to the famous pasuk. It's better to go. There you go, man. That's correct. Yes. Yes. Right, and the people the people living should put it on their hearts. What does that mean? Dvarim shel misa. They should put on their hearts dvarim shel misa. Right? So that I'm assuming what it means. You put dvarim shel misa on you, right? Okay, so the Gemara is going to say, but well, let's do the Gemara first. The yaspud yisvedune, meaning if somebody gives hespeidim, then people will say hespeidim on him. Right? Meaning, the point is that realize that we're all destined to die. As tough as it is to think about that, but it is. Realize that that's we all that are going to have that. So behave ourselves. Is this a
halacha or it's a musa? Let's say the places where they do levayas at night. You're invited to a chasana, and then somebody dies that day. Should you not go to the chasana and go to the levaya? Lamaisa.
It's an interesting thing that you're saying that. I don't know. I would think pashtus. Well, you have it also. Let's say somebody. We didn't do that now, but the Gemaras where the oval, he's about to get married, and then one of the parents dies. Right. So we put away the mace and we do the chasana, even though really you're saying it should be the opposite. Yeah, I don't know. It's not brought in halach as far as I know.
Okay.
But it's brought in halacha. This part this part is brought in the Ramah. The last Ramah in Hilchas Avelis. It's the last Ramah in the whole Yeridei. It's the last Ramah in Yeridei. And Ramah says, a person should always have misa on his mind. On his mind. The yispa yispaduni, the yikra yikparuni, the yitini tanuni. Right? So that's that part is brought. But if you have a levaya to or a chasana, which one you mechuyev to go to, I don't know for sure how you how we paskin. Yeah. Fine. So the yikra yikparuni, the yitanune, whoever carries the dead, they'll also be carried, the yadol, yadaluni, and if you talk, right? When yadaluni means to lift up. So Rashi says it means to lift up your voice in order to say aspedim, then you're also gonna have to. Even the question is why? How's that different than aspedim from before, right? Okay, because I think one means the beating and all that type of stuff that they used to do, like the chanting. And the other one is an actual husband. Fine. If somebody doesn't say aspedim, right, then not aspedim. If somebody doesn't pick himself up to take credit for taking care of the mason, so then he will be the one, because at least he doesn't have gaiva. For it's better that people should say, "Come here," meaning don't make a. This is very hard nowadays where everybody advertises themselves, and that's right. That doesn't happen unless you let everybody know about it, right? That's the way you raise money. But really, things should be what we call shtilahate. Fine. Okay, so then we have a long Gemara here. Taner Rabbanan Kishemesu Banav Shel Rabbi Yishmael. When Rabbi Yishmael's children died, Nichnasu Dalit Zakenim L'Nachman. 4 Zakenim went to be Menachem. Reb Tarfon, Reb Yosi Aglili, Reb Elazar ben Azariah, Reb Akiva. So Amalem Reb Tarfon warned them before they went in to Shechacham Gadol Hu Ubaki Ba'Gadas. He's a big Chacham and he's a Baki Ba'Gadas. Al Yikanes Echem Lechem L'Sayt Divrei Chaverei. Each one of you shouldn't go. Really means like step on the toes, but it's don't go into the words of your friend, right? Meaning each one of you should come up with your own unique thing to tell Rabbi Yishmael. Like this, he'll get hana because he knows all these things. Rabbi Kiva says, I'm going to be the last one. Yeah, so Pasuk Rabbi Yishmael va'amar Rabbu Avaynoisav, right? So Rabbi Yishmael, who was the Avel, he says, I have a lot of he's talking in third person, he has a lot of Averos, Takfu, Avelav, and Avelos is Taikif, meaning it's one after the other, right? We had that there's more kulas. If somebody Layaleno has to sit shiva one after the other, so there's more kulas. So that's called takfu avelav. The avelos overpowered. Hitriach rabbaisa pam rishayna v'shniya. and he says he was matriach the Rabbeim, right? The Gedolim to come be Menachem Avalim twice. So that's what he was saying, that his averas are so great that's what happened. Yeah. So Nena Reb Tarfon V'Amar. So Reb Tarfon answered and said, "Ba'achechem kol beis Yisrael yivru es asreifa." Right. So that's talking about Nadav and Avihu when they died. So it said that the entire Klal Yisrael is going to cry. Isn't a Kal V'Chomer? Man Nadav Avihu Shaloi also ala mitzvah achas. Nadav you only did one mitzvah. Tichsiv. What mitzvah did they do? Because it says in the pasuk, "Vayakrivu b'nei Aaron es Adam Elov," and they will makriv it to him. And the another Rabbi only did one mitzvah, and the whole Klal Yisrael cried. So the Rabbi Shmuel's kids, who did many mitzvahs, of course, everybody in Klal Yisrael should cry. All right, so that's the way they tried. That's the way Reb Tarfon wanted to be mechazik him. Then Reb Yosei Glili, he said, "V'saftu loy kol Yisrael v'kavru esar." Right, this is talking about Aviyah, the what do you call it? Aviyah ben Yerovam. Yeah, so he was Yerovam was a Russia. Right, so what he wanted to do, we had this in where do we have this? Megillah or Tainus, both. Either way, he wanted to make his own. He make his own beis hamikdash, a competition to the beis hamikdash. Right.
Yeah,
so,
I think it was Tainus.
Yeah, so he wanted to make competition to the beis hamikdash. So whatever it was, so what happened was he did so Aviyah, who was also no great, but he was going to have a regular kfura because of one mitzvah. He only did one good thing, because it says Yan nimtza by davar toiv, it's found one good thing to him. Kach bonav shel Rabbi Shmuel alachas kama kama. They did many good things, and of course they should have good things. My davar toiv. What's the good thing Aviyah did? Rav Chanina bar Papa Chadam Rashabitul Mishmartei Balul. What he did is he was told by his father to go stand watch and make sure that people don't go to Yerushalayim and redirect them someplace else, right? So he said he didn't do it. So that's the one thing that he did. What he did is he was mevatel the watchmen that also were hired to do this. So what he did is he told them not to. He told all the watchmen to leave it so that people will end up going to Eretz Yisrael. So that's the second thing that was told to Rabbi Kiva. Yeah, and then to Rabbi Yishmael. Nene Rabbi Loz ben Azariah Amar B'Shalom Thomas U'Misrael Avisecha HaMalachim HaRishonim Asher Lefanecha Kain Yisrafu Lach. This is talking about Tzidkiyo. So it says that you're going to die in peace, right? And like the forefathers, I don't mean it's forefathers, but the fathers that were burned, yeah. So they're gonna burn for you, and they're gonna say, meaning they're gonna what do you call it? This is talking about when they burned everything from the kings from before. So telling Tzidkiyo that he's gonna have some sort of respect. Tzidkiyo who only did one. Meaning he didn't only do. I'm sorry. Tzidkiyo was a good man, right? He just see Rashi. You see Taisus. It seems like it was a little bit of an issue. So Taisus says Tzidkiyo was a tzaddik gomer hoya, right? Ava b'mikra loy matzinu yoseki in mitzvah lahalos Yirmiyo minatit. He only rescued Yirmiyo. So Tzidkiyo rescued Yirmiyo, but that's only one thing. But Taisus says he was a tzaddik gomer. From the Gemara, it's mashon that he was not a tzaddik gomer because it says he did one good thing. So Taisus makes sure that we don't think that he only did one good thing. So anyway,
Yaakov, that's true with Gabi Nadav Avihu also. They were considered tzaddik and Gemara. Why did Taisus only have to point this out like Gabi Tzidkiyo? Gemara obviously doesn't mean that the Gabi Tzidkiyo either.
No, because they. I'm
sorry, the Gabi Nadav Avihu, the Gemara doesn't mean that.
No, because the Nadav Avihu went against. Well, I guess. Well, did they go against? No, they really didn't. Right? They just made a mistake.
They made a mistake, and they didn't do one mitzvah. None of you were considered the leaders of the generation, right? The Gemara's like there are many Gemaras that speak about the greatness of Nadav and Avihu.
Right, I hear. Okay, so you're saying on Tzidkiyo.
I'm saying
I don't understand. What?
Perhaps about Varner on Tzidkiyo. You should have had the same kasha on Nadav and Avihu.
I don't know, for some reason, Nadav and Avihu, I don't know why they're not looked at like tzaddikim. No?
I always learned that they were. I don't know. That's they were considered tzaddikim.
I hear.
Jacob, I don't know why it's such a chiddush with a name like Tzidkiyo. How could he not be?
Oh, I hear. I don't know.
Thank you very much, Aaron Akoyan, for that announcement.
Well, he's getting ready for the big pro Kayan Gemara right on the bottom of the
Aaron, I'm being simik on that name, so that's what I'm going with. Okay.
It's okay. Nothing wrong.
Anyways.
Nothing wrong.
The Zohar says that Nadav and Avihu reached such a level that the only thing that they could do was push past it, and they were in such a level of devekis that the only thing they could do was do something that was like zar to the beis mikdash to take him to the next level, and that was it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that answered that.
Yeah. Right?
There you go. Nothing like a good zayir to rescue us, or not rescue.
Whatever.
Okay. We're not going to ask how Simon knows the zayir. We're not going to. Nobody's asking that.
I got a lot of time in South Bend.
Okay.
Yeah, what do you got going on over there?
Okay, so let's see. So see, the lashon the Gemara even is he only did. See, if the Gemara would say Matzvi Yom Melech Yehuda she'asa mitzvah achas, fine, but it says sheloi asa ela mitzvah achas.
It's the same lashon as the Gemara used on another video. I'm just saying it's the exact same.
That's true,
lashon.
but that's no. I'm the Einachanami, but it sure sounds like he was not a tzaddik from the Gemara. That's why Tosfos is pointing out that he was a tzaddik. Anyways, Shehela Yirmiyah min Atitz, he took out Yirmiyah from the mud, right? Because the goyim had put him into a pit, but because he said the nevuah that what do you call it? That of the churban. So Kaf one of Shel Rabbi Shmuel Achas Kama Kama. So Rabbi Shmuel will also give him.
I don't think it was goyim put him. I think the Jews put him in the pit.
What are you saying?
I think the rabbi said goyim put him in the pit. I think it was Jews who put him in the pit.
I think is that a machlekes? I think it's a machlekes.
Archko says officers of the government.
Yeah, figures they take the middle road. Which government?
Jewish government.
Is the Jewish government? I hear. Okay, I don't know. I thought. Okay, it could be. You're right. Could be. I don't know. Fine. I'm a yeshiva guy. I'm not a big Navi man. Well, Shmuley will weigh in on this tomorrow, Bez Hashem. Anyways, yeah. Fine. So Kapar Rabbi Shmuel, fine. Then Rabbi Kiva V'Amar. Rabbi Kiva went last, and he said, "Vayomahu Yigdal Misped B'Yerushalayim." Well, B'Yerushalayim. It's not spelled Yerushalayim. Remember, we had that Tosfos in Megillah, right? Kemisped Hadardiman B'Bikas Megillah. Right? There's going to be a big hesped in Yerushalayim, like the hesped Hadardiman in Megillah. B'Amar Rav Yosef Ilmali Targumei Tahai Lo Yavi Yadan My Gomer. If it wouldn't be for the targum of this pasuk of Hadardiman B'Bikas Megillah, I would have no idea what the pshat in the pasuk is. Be'idna. Right, be'idna hahu yiskei mispeda b'Yerushalayim. On that day, there's going to be big hesped in Yerushalayim. Ki mispeda the Achav ben Imri, the Kotal Yosei Hadardima and Bat Tavarima, like the hesped of Achav, who was killed by Hadardima, the son of Tardima. That's what the Targum says that pasuk means. Yeah, who can misped the Yoshia ben Baramoin, the Kotal Yosei Pari Chagira b'Bikas Megiddah. And then the Targum continues, and it says also of the hesped that was said on Yoshia, right, who was killed by Paramegiddah. Achav only did one good thing. And the king was held up in his merkava, in his chariot opposite Aram. So what happened there was that he was shot, not shot. He was wounded. And instead of just going down, he made it like he wasn't wounded so that everybody wouldn't get broken. His army would keep the faith. So that was the one good thing he did. So then for sure they should. Fine. So then the Gemara asks, it says by Tzidkiyo he's going to die in peace. And then they made Elio blind. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nebuchadnezzar made Tzidkiyo blind.
Blinded Tzidkiyo. He was trying to escape and they caught him and blinded him.
Correct. Right. So they blinded Tzidkiyo. It says Tzidkiyo is going to die in peace. And then the pasuk says, Bes ene Tzidkiyo iver. They made him blind. So that's not dying in peace.
Why isn't a summa considered death?
What?
Isn't a summa
It's not a peaceful death. Yeah, but no, he also
especially because they blinded him right after they killed his children.
Right, he killed his kids and then he made him blind. Right, and also he was in jail for the whole till he died. So what kind of peaceful death is that? So Amalei, so he answered him back. Right, that Nebuchadnezzar died in his days. Right, so basically what that means is that he got out of jail when Nebuchadnezzar died, and then he died the next day. Right, so you had 1 day of freedom out of jail. Okay, I can't
that's
say
considered. That's considered.
I'm mamish. I don't understand it today. I don't understand this Gemara. So for 1 day he was out of jail. So that's called he had peace. Okay. Vama Rava the Rabba Bar Mori Ksiv by Yeshio. It says by Yeshio Lechain Hinini Oisivcha Ala Veisecha V'Nasafta El Kiburisecha B'Shalom. Right, you're going to gather you to your fathers, and you're going to have a gathering by the Kfaras B'Shalom, and you're going to be buried with your. Right, he's going to have a peaceful death. Uksiv v'Yoyru Hayorim LaMelech Yeshio, and then they shot the arrows into Melech Yeshio. Yehuda Amarav Shasu Kikvara. They shot so many arrows into him because it says it in plural that they made him mamash and a kvara, means like how do you call it kvara? A colander.
A sieve.
A colander, whatever it is. One of those, something like a strainer. Right? That's how many holes. So that's called a peaceful death. So Amar Lei, he answers, what it meant is that the Beis HaMikdash was not destroyed until Yeshio passed away. Right? Once he was nifter, then they could already destroy the Beis HaMikdash. Okay, that's the Agada took apart. Now we get into halacha l'maisa. Amar Rabbi Yochanan, Ein menachman r'shayin loimer davar ad sheyitoch aval. Right? This is one of the main rules of the Menachem Oval, that you're not allowed to talk until the Oval starts talking. Shenemar acharei kain pasach Iyov as piyu. Afterwards, Iyov opened his mouth for Hadar, vayan Eliphaz atemani, and Eliphaz atemani then talked. So first was Iyov and then Eliphaz. Amar Rabbo, minayin la'aval shemesa b'rosh. How do you know that an Oval sits at the head? Which I'm not exactly sure what this means. He sits at the head of what? I mean, he's sit at the head of the table. He's not allowed to eat with people. And you can't have sudas, so he sits at the head, I guess. But wherever the oval is going to be, that's going to be the head. Okay, so I'm not sure what that means. Shanemar, Evchar, Darcham, Ve'eshev, Roish, Ve'eshkan, Kemelach, Bigdud, Kasher, Avelim, Yenachem. Right? So it says Evchar Dam. If I can pick a way to go, I would sit at the head, and I would dwell there like a melech, like a king over his army. The same way Avelim are sitting, right? So Yenachem, the Gemara says, Yenachem Echrini Mashma. That's Mashma that the people being Menachem him are the ones sitting at the head. So Amar Rav Nachman Yitzchak Yenachem Ksiv, right? It says Yenachem. Right, meaning it's a Korean ksiv, not Menachem. So I don't. This is for Gershon to explain. I don't understand enough diktuk to the humbling daf. No knowledge of Navi, no knowledge of diktuk. Whatever it is, the lashon there changes it from the ones that are not to the from the changes it from the consolers to the mourners. What?
Mechilas Kavod Rav. You don't know Zohar either.
Oh, that's true too. You're right. I got the trifecta tonight. No Zohar either. There you go. Very good. Okay, but it's good. We did Sharabusha too. We got Sharabusha too. It's mamish.
That's right.
Okay. Marzutra Amar Mehacha. Marzutra says a different pasuk where the oval sits in the front because it says Vesar Mirzach Sruchim. Right? They're gonna have a if you have a lot of mourning, which means Mirzach Nase Sar Lesruchim, that the one that's having Avelus becomes a Sar, becomes like an officer to those that are coming to be Menachem him. Fine. Amar Rav Chaim Bar Chinana, Chanin, I'm sorry, Minayin L'chasen Shemesa Brech. How do you know that a chasen sits at the head? Shenemar Kechasen Yechahein Faher. Right? You give a chasen like a kohen, you make him pe'er, which is pe'er is like beauty. Ma kohen beroish, af chasen beroish. Just like the kohen sits at the head, so too the chasen sits at the head. What does this mean? The kohen gufei minol, and how do you know that the kohen goes first? The Tanad Rebbe Yishmael v'kidashtai. L'chol davar shebekadusha, and every davar shebekadusha l'ftayach rishon, he gets the first aliyah, u'levarech rishon, and he makes the first bracha by Birchas Hamazon, meaning he leads the benching, v'lito mana yavar rishon, and he also takes the first chelek, right?
Is that talking about a carbon? Chumas and Maisus?
I thought Chumas and Maisus, but I think it means anything. But
that's not davar shebekadusha. I'm saying the Gemara says davar shebekadusha. Mechatesi stam. If it's not davar shebekadusha, that he should take precedence. Seems like it's davar from Bikidash though. So only things that are davar shebekadusha stam that he should come first. Mechatesi.
Okay, because
Called Kaidish.
It could be you serve him first, the Suda.
What I mean, the Suda,
could
what
be you serve him first. No,
why though?
You serve him first.
Why is it davar shebekadusha?
Not dafka davar shebekadusha on anything.
The Gemara says davar shebekadusha dafka.
Anything that you didn't do zusammen is a davar shebekadusha.
It's not zusammen.
That's very good word.
You take your friend out for a sandwich, it's davar shebekadusha. You get to give the coin the first hot dog. Yeah.
Here we go. Or Chanina, baby.
That's not halacha. That's real Jewish over there.
Maybe it is halacha.
There's real halacha that comes from this. That's my point. There's real halacha to this, but like, what does that have to do with stam and yonim that are not davar shebekadusha?
Akiva, maybe it's sheva brachas. It's a sudas mitzvah.
And a chanami, but mechatesi stam and non davar shebekadusha. That's true.
We're only talking about davar shebekadusha. You're talking about
I'm asking, is that halacha l'maisa? Halacha l'maisa is that the kohen does get first bracha when it comes to Sefer Torah. But is that true stam for yonim that are not davar shebekadusha?
Yes. You're supposed to give the kohen first. You're supposed to give the kohen first.
So I'm asking, where do they get that from? Where does the halacha get that from based on what we're saying here now?
They must be learning it from Lito Mana Yafa.
I hear, but the Gemara says davar shebekadusha. It's Seiser itself.
Yeah, okay, but I don't know. We learned it out from Vikidasha. You have to make him kaddish.
The whole davar shebekadusha. It's more than just stam the pasuk. The Gemara says the whole davar shebekadusha.
Yeah.
So I saw Shalom Rav Zilberstein. If you're picking up somebody on a highway and you see the other guy's a Kohen, should you pick up the Kohen and leave the other guy on the road?
And what did he say?
He says mistabek. He wasn't sure. I think he ended up taking neither of them. I don't know. He said it's a suffix. I mean, I remember saying it's not, but that's the point. Is it goes that far. That even something like giving somebody a ride could be an Indian of showing respect to a Kohen. It's not just a matter of who's going to bench.
Okay, maybe, but I'm saying the halach is that you got to give the Kohen first. But see, Aaron Kaplan's not on.
Yeah, he wouldn't like my pushback right now.
Yeah, no, okay, we have Avi Khan at least. We have Avi Khan. Look at the titles.
I was going to say, if the Gemara just wanted to say if it's davar shebekadusha, it wouldn't also go into saying Ulavarech and then Litol Yata Risha. It would just say Davar Shebekdusha and stop there. The fact
so then
that
why
it
did it say
examples,
it?
hold on. The fact that it gives more examples means to say that it's not just Davar Shekadusha, it's anything else that goes first.
So then why say L'chol Davar Shebekdusha?
Plus,
I think that's where it's learned from. I think that's I'm looking at it now. I mean, in Shulchan Aruch, it's really brought only by, it's not only brought by, I mean, as far as I know, it's only brought by benching, right? I don't know. I meant to look it up today to see. But okay, either way, but from Taisus, it's certainly mashma that it's even things not Davar Shebekdusha. But the only thing is the Taisus is giving a little musa to the Kayhanim. The last Taisus is Velito Mani Yafa Rishon Pirish Yesh Yisrael Litain Loi. Aval Hu Ein Loi Lito. The Kohen shouldn't take it, right? Sorry about that, but that's at least that's what the Taisus is talking about.
It's like the jaw and the foreleg. It's the obligation to give it, but the Kohen can't take it.
Right. Well, he didn't say he can't take it. He just said the Kohen shouldn't take it. Right? But Alt Musar, I think Taisus means Alt Musar. At least that's the Gemara from Pesachim that he brings.
Isn't Taisus talking about Chavdal Matanis?
I'm not. No, I thought Taisus stopped talking about the Musar Shabbat, isn't it?
I thought it's because it's the Chavdal Matanis. Yisrael's supposed to give it to him.
That's the Gemara. That's the next Gemara in Chulin that Taisus brings. Right, my link is.
Do I need to ask the Kohen permission to make a l'chaim before him, or
to who?
Do I have to have the permission from the Kohen to make a l'chaim before him?
Oh, I don't know. If you hold it,
only if you drop one off.
You hold it, it's a dvar mitzvah. That's for sure.
Anytime
it also has to be a hefsek between your last one and the new one.
It depends.
Anytime a Kohen's involved, it's dvar mitzvah.
I forgot we have another Kohen here. I wasn't hearing. When it comes to Naphtali, there's no carve out. There's no carve out when it comes to Naphtali.
We try to. We try to.
Stobes, when you come to the Siyum and you sit right next to me, you think that's not dvar mitzvah?
I'm giving you money, Yafa. What do you mean?
I heard Israeli SWAT teams, when they have to break down a door, they ask the Kohen if he wants to go first.
Oh yeah, wonderful. Okay, let's see. But anyways, with halacha that people don't keep, it seems like, I don't know why we had this a couple of months ago. That in the right, we said it seems like nowadays the kahanim are Michael. You guys Michael? I don't hear it. I don't hear it loud and clear.
Yes.
Never.
Okay, fine.
Yaakov kahanim are hot-headed. No, they're not going to be so Michael.
I hear. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe that's why they're Michael, because otherwise they're going to get upset. I don't know. The Velt doesn't keep this nowadays. It's interesting that they don't keep it. But I really think it could be it's a deraisa. That's the bottom line. Could be it's a deraisa. Fine. Amar Apnina Kasha Yitzias Neshama Min Aguf. The Yitzias Neshama from the body is difficult. Now we're on Talmud Aleph. Today's daf. Okay. Kitzipayri B'fi Aveshet. Like ropes being pulled through a hole, right? Which is not an easy thing. It's like also some type of ropes being pulled through a hole. Yeah, meaning it's not easy. So being nifter is not easy. Even though we said
different than we had yesterday about like the pin or the hair on the milk.
Yeah. So that's a kasha. It's a good kasha. So the Marsha says, right, that one is talking about tzaddikim and one is talking about rishayim. Again, another one not to give us any yeshiva das whatsoever, right? Because one is tzaddikim, one is a rosh. Of course, we don't know what we are, so we don't know whether to be nervous of death, not to be nervous of death, right? Again, the same type thing. Okay, fine. V'amar Rav Levi bar Chisa haniftem en ameis. Anybody who's leaving from the mace, meaning when at the by the hesped lo yamer leich lishalom. Don't tell him to go to peace. Elalech bishalom, go in peace, because he's not going to anywhere. Shalom, there's nothing for him to do. The life is over. So you say to him, lech bishalom, go in peace. And if they're menachai, but if you're taking leave of somebody who's alive, lo yomer lech bishalom. Don't say go in peace. Elalech lishalom, Go to peace. Right? So I mean, wherever you're headed to, you should find it peaceful. So anifter min ameis lo yom leich l'shalom ela leich b'shalom shenemar v'ata tova elav yisecha b'shalom. Right? So it says by the Petira of Avraham Avinu, he says, go to your fathers b'shalom. Hanifter min achai, but somebody who's nifter from achai lo yom leich b'shalom. Don't say go in peace. Ela leich l'shalom, go in peace. Sharei David sh'amar lav shalom. David told Avshalom leich b'shalom halach v'nitla. He was hung. Right? By mistake, he was hung. He ran under the tree, that whole story. Yisroi, Shamar LaMoshe, Leich Lishalom, but Yisroi told to Moshe, go B'Shalom, Halach V'Tzliach, he was Matzliach, which is quite interesting. So that the guy, well, I don't know, I guess Yisroi, was a Yid by then? Right? No, he was a guy still then. I think. I don't know what the Zohar says, but the Pashta says he was a guy then. So the guy got it more than David HaMelech. The David HaMelech said to Avshalom, I guess the incorrect thing, and that's why he died. Okay, fine. Anybody who goes from shul to the beis medrash, meaning to go learn, right after davening, or from the beis medrash to beis knesses, which nowadays it's all the same, right? Meaning he's always doing avodas Hashem. Zaychel mekabel pnei shchina. He's going to be zaychel mekabel pnei shchina. The Shulchan Aruch brings this down as the chiyuv to learn, hence my halacha text today, the chiyuv to learn right after davening, that you should go straight from davening to learn. Shenemar yelchu mechayil ochal, you should go from one strong thing to another strong thing. Yeroah ela lekim b'tzion, that you should appear before Hashem in Tzion. Fine. So Amar Rab Chiya bar Ashi Amar Rav, Talmidei Chachamim ein la menucha, Talmidei Chachamim never have any peace. Hafilu la'olam haba, even in olam haba, shenemar yelchu mechayil chayil, Yeroah ela lekim b'tzion, that you're going to see Hashem in Tzion. So what this means is that since you're always learning, even in the next world they're going to be learning. So there's no menucha, because learning requires energy. So that's what Talmidei Chachamim have to do. Now I don't know, what about non-Talmidei Chachamim? They're also supposed to be learning in the next world, no? That's what they say.
I knew there was a reason why I wasn't a Talmid Chacham. I just
okay.
Didn't remember what it was.
Okay, well now here you go. Here's the reminder. Okay, Katan, and we should continue to make many more siyumim.
Mazel tov, mazel tov.
Oh, okay. So we want to just
mazel tov, mazel tov.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we did that, just a quick hakdama for Chagiga, even though Aaron Kaplan's not on anymore, but he likes hakdamas. We just have to know that Chagiga is all about this 3 karbanos that you have to bring with Yom Tovim. Every Yom.
Wait, Tiago, hold on. Let me stop the recording. This is for tomorrow. We're starting Chagiga.
No, well, so we're going to say it again tomorrow, probably. But anyways, there's 3 Yom Tovim. There's 3 mitzvahs, 3 karbanos, 3 things you have to do every Yom Tov. There's the simcha, and then there's the shalmei simcha, and then there's the carbon Chagiga. And there's the carbon, the Eilas Re'iyah. 3 different karbanos that everybody in Klal Yisrael has to bring on the Yom Tovim. So Chagiga is all about all the different karbanos and who's chayiv, who's pater, etc., etc. Okay, now we are starting the Masechta. Okay, I'll do the after everybody. So 4:30 tomorrow, right? That's what we said. Yeah. All right. I'll make a l'chaim on seltzer. L'chaim.
Whoa, the whole cup? Are you sure you want to do that?
Do I check anything to him?
I'm sorry, it's vodka with bubbles. Vodka with bubbles.
Stop.
You're a Stein, I believe it.
Okay.
I'm off good.
Any more? What
This is Hashem. Together. In good health.
Amen.
Yeah.
When are you available?
Chaim. For what?
I'm sure.
I'm around.
I'm going to Dachshund too.
Oh.
Somebody?
Parents teacher, no?
Okay.
Simon.
What?
There
you go.